Hello everyone, welcome all of you. So in this part, this is the second part in Java session 6, and in this part we will see about increment, decrement operators and assignment operators. Okay, so these two operators we are going to see. So in increment and decrement operators, there are pre-increment and post-increment. Similarly, in decrement we have pre-decrement and post-decrement operations. So pre-increment means, for example, you have some variable integer a, or you are assigning this value like integer a plus b, means we are incrementing the value of b. Okay, first we are increasing the value and then we are assigning it to the a variable. Similarly, in post increment, what will happen? It's just opposite. It will first assign the value and then it will increment it. Similarly, for decrement, we will have a equal to minus b and a equal to first assign value and then decrement. Okay, so these are very simple two types of increment and decrement operations. Okay, we will see the examples also practically in the Eclipse. So as an example, let's see this. We have two variables, integer a and integer b. So variable b I have initialized to 5, and here we are doing the increment, pre-increment, post-increment, and here we are doing pre-decrement and post-decrement. Okay, so let's find out what is the value of a and what is the value of b here. Okay, so for this expression a equal to plus b, so what will be the value of a? So as I said, this is pre-increment. So value of the b first incremented and then that value will be assigned to variable a. So value of b is 5, so it will be incremented to 6, and that 6 value will be given to a. So a will be 6 and b will also become 6, right? Now for this expression, what will be the value of a? So here variable b value will be assigned to a first and then that value will be incremented. So initial value of b is 5, so a will be 5, right? Initial value, and then b is incrementing, so b value will be 6. So now for this, value of b will be pre-decremented, means it decremented first and then that will be assigned to a. So value of b is 5, so it will be decremented by 1. That means a equal to 4, and what will be the value of b? B will also be 4. And for this, value of b will be assigned first, so a will be equal to 5 and then that value will be decremented, so value of b will be 4. Okay, I hope this is clear. So let's try to print this. Okay, so to verify, so let's run this, run as Java application. So value of a is 6 and value of b is also 6, right? So these values are correct. So let's print values for this expression now. Okay, I have commented it. So value of a is 5, value of b is 6. Okay, got it. So similarly we will print for other two expressions. Okay, so it is pre-decrement. Okay, so it is decremented to 4 and value of b will also become 4. And for post decrement, first value of b will be assigned to a and then that will be decremented. So we should get 5 and 4. 5 and 4. Okay. So here in previous example, we are just applying increment or decrement operators only once in the expression. So what will happen if I added increment and decrement operators multiple times? That means if I write like this, a equal to plus, okay, this is first increment and increment the value of plus b. So here you can see it is giving some error. So what is the error? Let's see. invalid argument to operation plus plus or minus minus means increment or decrement. So you can apply increment or decrement operators to a variable. So what will be the value of this when it is going to solve the expression? It will solve the bracket first, right? So value of bracket means a equal to increment value of b plus plus means value of b will be incremented first, so that will become 6, right? So 6 is an integer value, it is not a variable, it is a constant value. So you cannot apply increment and decrement operators to a constant value, you can only apply it for a variable. So this is our next point. So you can apply increment and decrement operators to a variable only, cannot apply it for a constant value. Okay, constant value like this. So that's why we are getting error in this expression. Even though if you write like this, a equal to plus 5, even though it is giving the error, right? So this is a constant value. So you need to make sure you are applying increment and decrement operators for a variable only. So next point, let me just convert this variable, integer variable, into character a, and I can assign a value also. So let's say character is, okay, this is my character a equal to capital A, and what we'll do, we will just increment value of character a. So how will you increment? So pre-increment will be like this. So here what will happen, we have defined character a equal to capital A. So capital A have ASCII value as 65, right? For this capital A we have 65 character value, means ASCII value. So here we are incrementing the a by 1. So 65 will be incremented by 1. So it will become 66. So a plus plus is 66. So here we should get capital B, right? So 66 is the ASCII value of capital B character. So if we run, you can see value of a equal to B. And what will happen if I decrement it? So 65 will become 64. So whatever character having ASCII value 64 will be displayed. So that is the @ symbol. So you can verify it from the ASCII table, okay, from the Google. So here we will get @ symbol for the second example, like that. So this is very important example for interview point of view. Anyone can ask in the interviews. Okay, so this may confuse you at the first time, but only concentrate on type of wherever you are declaring. If it is a character, then ASCII values will be come into picture, right? And we can perform increment and decrement operators on the variables. So here we are just using this variable value, we are not directly using this ASCII, otherwise you will get error like in that we saw in the previous example. So let's try to apply increment and decrement operators for a boolean value, that means true or false. So it should not allow you to apply increment and decrement operators for boolean values, right? So it only be applied for a variable, okay, not constant, not boolean values. So let's see that point as well. So let's see boolean a or boolean, let's say boolean x equal to, I have true, and here I am doing x plus plus. So if you see, we are getting error, type mismatch, cannot convert from boolean to integer, right? So we have seen that flowchart already in the previous session. So you cannot hold integer value into a boolean type of value. So boolean is a small type, smaller data type. So you cannot save a bigger data type value into a small type variable, right? So that's why we are getting the error here. So you cannot apply increment and decrement operators for a boolean value as well. So how it is getting solved, let me show you that. X plus plus means x equal to x plus 1, right? So in last session we have seen x is true, that is boolean value. So here we will get boolean plus integer. So what will be the result of this? This will be the integer, right? So we are assigning integer value to x. So x is boolean and you are trying to assign integer type of value to x, and that's why we are getting this error. You cannot convert boolean value into integer, means you cannot assign an integer value to a boolean type of variable. Okay, so this is also a very important point for the interviews. Okay, so to solve this or to answer this type of question, you need to remember the expression or the rule that we have seen in the part 1, that if you apply any arithmetic operator between two variables x and y, then result type will be the max of integer comma type of x, right, and type of y, type of x and type of y. So we have seen the couple of examples also in that case, right? So this same will be applied for increment and decrement operators as well. Okay, so you need to solve this expression by using that formula, max of boolean and comma integer. So max will be the integer, max of integer comma so here how it will be applied, max of integer comma type of x is boolean, right, and x plus plus means x plus 1, so type of 1 is integer, right? So in between these three, maximum is the integer. Okay, that's why we are getting the error. So we have seen some example like this also. Byte, let's say byte a equal to 1, right, and a plus plus. Okay, and next let's say byte x equal to 1, x equal to x plus 1. Okay, so if you see, a plus plus is nothing but a equal to a plus 1, right? This is right. So you can write like this, like a equal to a plus 1, right? But there is little bit difference in between these. When we solve this expression, what will happen for in case of increment and decrement operators, internal typecasting will be performed. Okay, you don't have to typecast explicitly. So what will happen here, internally typecasting will be happen. So a equal to type of a, okay, type of a, then a plus 1. So here what will happen is a equal to internal typecasting. So in bracket we will get type of a. So type of a is byte of a plus 1. Okay, so a plus 1 result is nothing but an integer, because 1 is integer, a is byte. So max of, so we have seen this already in previous session, so I'm just repeating it, max of integer comma type of a is byte comma type of 1 is integer, so integer. So here we will get the integer. So if you are not provided any typecasting, you will get the error. So but in case of increment and decrement operators, internal typecasting will be provided by JVM. Okay, and that's why we will not get any error. But in this example, byte x equal to 1 and you are doing x plus 1, so here you are not doing any typecasting here, right? So JVM will not perform typecasting for this type of expression. Okay, so you need to explicitly do the typecasting. So here if we do the typecasting similar to above example, so explicitly I am doing this, consider whatever value, the integer value we are getting for this expression as a byte, and then error will be gone. Okay, so if you are doing incrementing and decrementing, internal typecasting will be provided by default. But for such expression where you are incrementing the value by 1, okay, so you need to do the typecasting explicitly, right? So this is also very important for interviews. So for this example, for a plus plus, we did not get any error. Okay, so internal typecasting is performed, and for this expression we need to manually perform the typecasting. So we provided this byte value here, this is the typecasting, and then error is gone. So if I remove this typecasting, then again we will get the error. So you cannot convert value from integer to byte, means you cannot assign integer value to a byte type of variable. Okay, so I hope this is clear. So these are the few points we have seen with the example. So you cannot apply it increment decrement for the constant values, you can apply it only for variable, and you cannot apply it for the boolean values. And internal typecasting will be provided automatically for increment and decrement operations. Okay, so let us see the next type, that is the assignment operators. So assignment operators means we are just assigning a value. So we use multiple variables in our Java program, right? So we are required to assign any value to that variable. So here I am just assigning integer a equal to 1, right? So this is the assignment operator. So you need to assign any particular value to a variable, then assignment operator will be used. So this is very common operator for assigning the values. Okay, so we all know about this. So let's see some important point related to these assignment operators, which will help you in the interviews. So here I am assigning integer a equal to 1. Okay, so very simple operation. This is the simple assignment operator. Then you can, let's say I have another one, integer b, then I have integer c. Okay, and here I am performing a equal to b equal to c equal to, let's say, 5. Okay, so what will be the values for a, b and c? Okay, so here when you are assigning a value, the operation will take place, the assignment operation will be take place from right to left. Okay, not from left to right, right? So direction will be right to left. Okay, so first here in case of this c equal to 5, so value of c will be 5, right? So you get c equal to 5. Then the value of c equal to 5 will be assigning to b, so b will also become 5, and value of b is assigning to a, so a will also become 5. Okay, so we are trying to print the value of a, b, c are a, b, c. So let's see the answer. So values of a, b, c are 5, 5, 5 and 5, right? So let's see some more variation in this. So here small variation we can do is for this integer c, let's say I'm assigning multiple variables here. So I'm declaring variables integer c equal to variable e, which is not declared, equal to variable f equal to 5. So you can see here without declaring you cannot assign the values of variables to another variable, right? So here we are performing the same kind of operation, but we can see here this b and this variable a are already declared here. That's why we didn't get any error for this expression. But same when I try to do for integer c, then this variable e and f are undefined in this Java program. So that's why we are getting the error. So first of all you need to declare these variables first. So integer e equal to, let's say, 1, and integer f equal to 3. So if you are declaring that variable, then you will not face any error, right? So let's see some mixing of the operators that is called as compound assignments. Okay, means we are using equal to sign with another operators, arithmetic operators. We have addition, we have subtraction, we have multiplication, then we have division also, or we have this percentage symbol, right? So if you are using equal to operator with this type of other arithmetic operators, then that is called as a compound assignments. So example, let's say we are doing here integer x equal to 10 and x plus equal to, so here I am mixing the two operators here, okay, plus and equal to, and value will be, let's say, 50. So what is this expression? So this expression will be solved like this: x equal to x plus 50, right? X plus 50. So what answer we will get? X is 10, so 10 plus 50 we should get the 60. Okay, so value of x is 60, right? Then we don't want to print this now. Same we can apply for decrement. So decrement operation will be performed here. So value of x is minus 40. So x equal to x minus 50. So x is 10. 10 minus 50 is minus 40, right? So we should get minus 40. Okay. So similarly, you can apply for multiple or division like that. You can practice that. And previously, the important example for the byte we have already seen, byte x equal to, let's say, 10. And here I am doing, let's say, whatever it is, x equal to minus equal to 50. So this is the expression, right? So you can see we are not getting any error here that you cannot save integer value into a byte type of variable. So why it is happening? So we have previously seen that for increment and decrement operators, internal typecasting will be provided. So same is applicable for the compound assignment operators. So this expression is nothing but a decrement operation, right? So we are decrementing the value of x by 50. So internal typecasting will be performed. So how that typecasting will be performed? So this will be type. So first expression will be solved like this: x equal to x minus 50, right? Then type of, so how internal typecasting will be done? Type of x, okay, in bracket x minus 50. Okay, so here what we'll get, type of x is nothing but byte, and this expression for this expression x minus 50, so x is, so here we should use that formula, max of integer comma type of x is byte, and type of next variable, that is 50, is integer. Okay, so in result we will get the integer. Okay, but as this internal typecasting is already done automatically, we will store this integer value into a byte type variable, and that's why we don't get any error here. Okay, so that's why for compound assignment operators, internal typecasting will be performed automatically. Okay, similar to the increment and decrement operators. So let me take one important example for interview point of view, and it will clear your concept also for this compound assignment operations. So let's see, I have integer x equal to 10. Okay, and integer y equal to, let's say, 5. Okay, and integer z equal to 20. Okay, so I have these three integer variables. So let's use some compound assignment operations here. So x plus equal to y, okay, then minus equal to z. Okay, so this is my expression, x plus equal to y minus equal to z. So first of all, let's see how the operation will be performed. So I have already told you that the solution of this operation will be start from right to left. Okay, so when we start solving this expression, it will start from right to left. So first two variables, y equal to y minus equal to z. Okay, so this expression will be solved first. So y equal to y minus z. Okay, this is the first expression, y equal to y minus z. So y is 5 and z is 20. So what answer we will get? Minus 15, right? Now next is x plus equal to whatever value of this expression. Okay, right? So here we got minus 15. Okay, so how it will be solved? X plus equal to means x equal to x plus the next value. So x plus, this is my minus 15, right? I hope this is clear. So maybe you may get confused in this, but just watch again and again, you will understand it. So x plus equal to y means, so whatever value of this expression that we got the minus 15. So x plus equal to minus 15, that means x equal to x plus in bracket minus 15. Okay, so what value we will get? X is 10 plus minus 15, that is minus 15. So answer should be 10 minus 15 means minus 5, right? So let me print this directly. Okay, so if we run this, we should get the minus 5. So you can see here minus 5, right? And this statement is coming from here, so we don't want it. Okay, so answer is minus 5. So this is how you can do the practice for a compound assignment operations. You can take any example and you can mix the arithmetic operators plus, minus, or equal with multiply or division with another operators like this, and you need to do the practice for interview point of view. So let's take another example. Let's take a multiplication. So z multiply equal to y plus equal to x minus equal to z. Okay, and we will try to print this expression now. So let's see how it will be solved from it will start from right to left, right? So first of all, what will happen? X minus equal to z. So this expression x minus equal to z means x minus equal to z. This means x equal to x minus z. So what is the value? So value of x is 10 minus value of z is 20. So we will get minus 10 here. Okay, so first expression value we got as a 10. So next expression is y plus equal to whatever value of this expression. So y plus equal to expression value, that is I will say minus 10. So this will be calculated like this: y equal to y plus expression value, so that is minus 10. Okay, so value of y is 5 and this will become minus 10. So here we will get the minus 5. Okay, so we are here now, right? So z into equal to value of expression, z multiplication equal to value of expression is, that is this is minus 5. So this will be z equal to z into minus 5. Then what will happen? Z into minus 5. So value of z is 20 into minus 5. So at the end we should get answer as 20 into 5 means 100, and this will have a negative sign. Okay, so let's go and run this, and if it is correct we should get minus 100. Okay, so you can see here we got the minus 100. So this is how you can do the practice. Okay, normally people in the interview they ask this type of expression, and most of the people could not answer it because they don't remember about this component assignment. And even though they start solving this, they sometimes they solve from the left to right. Okay, so without having a proper knowledge about the approach how to solve this type of expression, you won't be able to answer in the interviews. Okay, so make sure you do some practice this type of expression before you go for the interview. So we have seen increment and decrement operators with some very useful practical examples. We have seen these some rules also in case of increment and decrement, and few very important examples practically I have shown you for the assignment operators with the compound assignments for the different expressions. Okay, so I hope this will definitely help you before you going for a Java interview or for the Selenium automation interviews. They will try to check your knowledge on this concept, assignment operators or increment decrement. Okay, so I hope this session will be helpful So that's all for this session. If you like the content, then don't forget to share with your friends. Subscribe to the channel for more such videos on the Java series or Selenium automation. So keep learning and keep sharing, guys. Thank you.